Hello and welcome to Editing with My Wife, now with choppier writing. I'm the Hooded Philosopher, and I'm here with Cheesy Loops. Cheesy Loops, what's this podcast about?
Today is a podcast about where we learn Hooded rushed this chapter.
Yeah. I probably should have kept it the short one. But we extended it out. Speaking of the book that we're going to talk about today, there's too many moms in this situation.
There's too many moms?
Yeah, that's the episode, chapter 13.
Recap!
What happened in the recap?
Too many moms. We have Incipient, Infiltration, where they go down and prepare to infiltrate. Otto gets in position in a nearby building to keep physical eyes on what's going on. Then we have the infiltration that happens starting with Hannah making a creepy metal child to run around and giggle, but the giggling comes out as metal scraping against metal. Yeah, that's super creepy.
Yeah, but if it was off in the distance and kind of not as harsh as I was making it because I'm not two pieces of metal.
Yeah.
But you can get this like
Yeah.
kind of weird metal sound in there.
So they infiltrate using Hannah as the distraction. Well,
Izzi infiltrates while Hannah distracts, yeah. And then
Izzi saves both mothers.
she finds another one in a hatch.
She finds her mom in a hatch, thinking she saved her mom from the flower.
But they were both there, and then that means that back on Zig, everything's falling apart, and Otto and Renner and their father come running out of the portal, screaming from a bloody horror, and brain fart. Hannah stops the bloody horror and gets
incapacitated.
hurt for them in the process. But they get back there safe and sound. And then...
Well, safe and sound. Or
ish.
Safe, but slightly unsound.
Very unsound. Not there's anything sound about
And
it.
then Zig tells them they need to go to Infrazyg ship.
Because all of a sudden, he realized how Zig was kind of affecting everything. Having some control still over Zig, and so they go over there to do it.
So, which, by the way, I think you need to go fix. Chapter 14, the title on your postings is The Bullets Exist for a Reason.
Oh. I guess it kind of works both ways.
Just not the reason they need at the time.
They do exist for a reason. They just aren't using them. They do.
So they form yet another plan to get around the event and go place the device in the UI capable Infrazyg ship.
UI cape what? Oh, I see. Zig put up a bunch of this stuff.
Yeah, Zig gave him Zigmus to follow around and place things stuff, and it looks like looks like a hood.
Like a hood, yeah. Mm-hmm. But then they get in there. Renner and Bunkr get a little hurt in the process, but they're fine because of the curative. And then
Infrazyg ship is no more.
It's gone. The Infra-ship.
The Infra-ship.
So now they
unlike
turn their
friendship
sights back towards Earth.
Unlike friendship, which is no fun. The Infra-ship.
Infra-friendship.
Infra-friendship.
Anyway, I think they achieved that.
And Hooded, what did you name chapter 15?
I promise I have no ill will toward any future or past presidents.
We're going to talk about a president of the United States. Chapter 15. You need to change that. First thing to edit. Proper chapter number.
I didn't really title this chapter either.
You didn't? Okay. Title it. Say it out loud. Chapter 15.
I promise.
Is it promise?
I have no ill will toward Cheesy, tell us about this latest Pokemon you did.
I made a Scovillain. I think he's pretty cute. Obviously, my skills need work, but hey, I had fun. While Hooded's clacking.
Well, why is it Scovillain? Describe Scovillain.
Scovillain, he's mostly green with a little bit of orange.
Oh, that's so descriptive. You gave 2 colors to it. Keep going.
He's got 2 heads. And 2 necks. And 2 legs. And 2 arms.
That is a very long sentence, but it's funny. And honestly, I want to make that point very clear. This is just a story. None of this is real.
Now, explain a little bit to why you named it this way.
I think the story will explain it itself just fine.
No. Like, you told me about so-and-so getting stopped at airports.
Yeah, there's an author, Dan O'Brien. He wrote a book called How to Fight Presidents. And the Secret Service was interested in him. That's an interesting book to write.
So this is Hooded's attempt to not have the Secret Service interested in him.
I don't want any of that. I don't want any of that. I don't even want the IRS. I wish I didn't have to do my taxes and stuff. I just not even involve myself with them.
Isn't that nice? You don't have to do the taxes. All right, chapter 15. I promise I have
Well,
no
English isn't my first language, so...
Stop it with that, You're crazy. Yeah, gibberish is his first language. That is which he was referring to. Hooded knows no other languages.
Je parle français?
Yeah, that's about all you know. High school French. And that was so many years ago. Chapter 15. I promise I have no ill will toward any future or past president. They caught everyone up, rested for a day to recover from their wounds, and then they were all ready. Zig had them meet him at HQ
when they were all ready.
Oh, when they were all ready. Sorry, this is like the last thing we do in the day, and my eyes are so tired.
I do a lot of writing too, and my eyes this is all it sees. It occasionally looks at a television or something. But it's just these words. But I'm loving it.
When they were all ready, Zig had them meet him at HQ by teleporting them all at once. The next task is to plant a Zig tree and 2 Dupots on your world. After this, we can begin working on recombination. Zig looked at Robert gravely. Only Otto saw this. Did I call him Otto?
I think you just said Odo.
I didn't say Odo.
Oh.
What are you doing?
I was doing this. Sorry. It's editing on the fly. Okay. I shouldn't do that.
Yeah. Only Otto saw this. He was standing by Robert. He put his arm around his father. Around by his father.
There's no by. I don't know why the by is there. Around his father.
Okay, around his father. The Leslies walked into the room. What's the plan now? They asked. In unison, looking at each other in frustration. I was just about to say, are they doing that at the same time? And you answered my question.
That's the point, yeah.
Well, the plan is to put the Earth back together.
The next 5 sentences is just one person speaking, but it's 2 people doing it. Like the majority of it is.
This is gonna hurt.
It was hurting me to try and break it up sometimes. In fact, I didn't right here.
All right. Well, the plan is.
Look at it too.
Can you stop talking when I try to talk?
Yes.
Well, the plan is to put the Earths back together by planting a Zig tree. It must be placed in the same location as the Infrazyg tree. Both Leslies seemed lost. Izzy and Hannah took them aside to bring them up to speed. Okay, that's an issue. When they came back, they were ready to help. Well, where is the Infrazyg tree?
You're right, that is an issue.
Why is that an issue?
Because they all got caught up.
Yeah. Yeah, keep going. Keep deleting. And who says, where is the Invig tree? Invig tree.
Leslie. Well, one of them.
Oh, one of them. One of the moms. Yeah, you keep deleting.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're editing on the fly.
Yeah, I should have caught that one.
And then enter at one of the moms said. Well, where is the Infrazyg tree? The map displayed the location behind the White House. How the hell are we supposed to gain access to the White House? One of the Leslies spoke. The other said, I happen to have an invitation. The other Leslie nodded along, adding, okay, so hold on a second.
The Leslie's being confused.
No, the Leslies aren't being confused. I feel like there's just put a little star at the end of one of the Leslies spoke for me real quick. We'll edit that in a minute.
We'll come back.
We'll come back to it. The other Leslie nodded along, adding, when you get the Nobel Prize, people in high places are willing to meet with you. I'll tell him I figured out how to open a portal. I'm sure he'll be interested in that. The girls as Leslie finished. Oh, that needs to be a star too. Everyone.
No, that was the one time I did it intentionally. All the other times I left it open.
Yes, I know, and you intentionally did it wrong.
I don't know that it matters. But go ahead.
I think it does.
Okay.
Everyone was unsure
we'll get to it when we get
what to say. None of them wanted to risk putting their mother out there. But the circumstances were such that there weren't many options. We could just try teleporting there, Renner asked. Can you move that plate? It's in my way.
Sorry.
Security at the White House is extreme, and they tend to shoot first and ask questions later, one of the Leslies explained. I could have him plant the seed in order to open the portal. No lying, no sneaking. Hannah stood up. Good idea, Mom. We'll keep an eye on you from up here. They all agreed. Leslie had made an appointment. She was showered with clean clothes. She put on makeup. She did everything she could before returning to Earth, since the last time was considerably uncomfortable. She was teleported near the entrance. There were Secret Service agents waiting to escort her to meet with the president. Her anxiety in her throat, she walked up to them and said, Leslie Flax, here to meet President Forrester? They said nothing. One reached up to his earpiece, then after a moment she was waved in. Leslie followed Agent Brent on his name tag as they walked past a lot of very busy people doing a lot of things. Leslie began to realize the gravity of the office she was entering. He didn't need to meet with her, but he did. As they wound the many corridors, she noticed the vice president title on the door. It wasn't long after that they arrived at the door that led to the Oval Office. There was a man of confidence, courage, and strength sat on the other side of the desk. He was speaking to another person in Japanese. Saying goodbye, the other person left the room, the Secret Service. Interesting. Okay. The other person left the room. The Secret Service followed unit.
Oh, until. I didn't fix that one.
Okay.
I remember saying it and not fixing it. Where is it?
Followed until it was just her and the president. So I hear you have plans on opening a portal to the other Earth. Yes, that line right there. Keep going left. Keep going left.
There it is. Goodness gracious.
So I hear you have plans on opening a portal to the other Earth. It is so we can negotiate, maybe seek cooperation and friendliness. Wow. He asked, a voice full of vibrato. Yes, sir, I do. But in order to accomplish this, we must plant this seed in the backyard of the White House. She produced the seed. What a strange request. How does this seed help us open a portal? He rightly asked. Scroll.
Just so happens that in the other world there is a tree that we don't have here, and it makes the portals unstable.
That is why I wasn't able to hold it open. President Forrest.
I am to believe that the only thing we need to do is plant a seed. Why does it have to be on our grounds again?
Why didn't you let me finish that sentence?
Because that's President Forrester. And I was going to say it.
President Forrester eyed her up and down.
That's what
I never finished that. Because it needs to be in the same location, she explained. There are other plants, just not anywhere else on these grounds. We already have 2 teams putting other plants in place, but this one is in a very unique place. She gestured toward the back of the building. We need your approval, so here I am. She placed the seed in his hand. President Forrester walked to the door and opened it. Please show me where you need to plant it. She took him to the back where the girls covertly told Leslie exactly where to plant it. He asked if he could see the seed, which is funny because he already has it in his hands.
Oh, yeah.
When
he delete that because he can just go straight to inspecting it.
Yeah. When he inspected it, it seemed to be vaguely bioluminescent. A very small, too small to be technological.
Which is a silly statement, isn't it? Oh, I should scroll down.
That's all right. We got a lot of work to do on this one. He gave it back and said, I would like to televise the event in hopes that we can come together to welcome our brothers and sisters from the New World. Leslie agreed, even though I can't read.
Oh, crap, I didn't see that. Sorry. Even though in her head, her daughters were telling her to do it quickly.
He gathered the people required to make this an event. Press had gathered, hoping to catch lightning in a bottle. The Secret Service had gathered around her, and the president. Various other people involved in politics gathered around setting up a stage, getting a shovel, and setting up the cameras. It was already very rapidly. Soon she was standing on the platform.
It was all very rapid, I think is what I was trying to say. It was all very...
It was all... Not already, but all ready.
Weird. What was I doing there? It was all very rapid. Soon, she was standing on a platform that had been built for just this occasion. Next to the most powerful man in the free world, cameras pointing at them as he addressed the nation.
Keep going. You keep reading this.
Today we do the final task required in order to reach out to our brothers and sisters on the other earth. He raised the seed for all to see. I will plant the seed that will bring us closer to our new friends. He handed the seed. He handed the seed and picked up the shovel and broke the earth and took the seed back and planted it. I don't want to read this anymore. It's so bad. Yeah, it's definitely. I was rushing a lot there. I didn't know what else to say either. I don't know. It's the president. Am I going to write 16 sentences from the president's voice? Or maybe I can cut forward to the end of the speech. Because that sounds more like the end of it.
Yeah, this is very, very much the end of the... Yes, because this is not how it starts. Anyhow, let's keep reading this disasterific of a chapter. After a lengthy and overwordy speech, he ended with after
Length.
Are you trying to say spaghetti?
After a lengthy and overwordy speech, he ended with. Today we do the final task required in order to reach our brothers and sisters on the other earth. He raised the seed for all to see. I will plant the seed that will bring us closer to our new friends, our new family.
He handed the seed to Leslie and picked up the shovel. Wow.
Yeah, this could also be one sentence. He planted the seed. That's what the problem is here.
No, the thing is it's all choppy, yes, but you're trying to show the ceremony of it all. That's what I think you're trying to do. He handed the seed to Leslie, picked up the shovel, and broke the earth. Took the seed back, and then planted it, putting the earth back over it.
Oh.
After planting the seed, the president walked back to the microphone. Tragedy struck before the speech when a portal opened up out of nowhere. People began spilling out of it. Leslie was suddenly staring at a screen of where she was. Wow. Watching as a group of people walked over to where the president was, and then, sorry guys to hear this said, but shot him in the head.
Yeah, just boom. The president died.
Leslie stood there dumbfounded.
That is why the chapter was named, I do not have any ill will towards any past or future presidents. This is all fiction.
Fine. The other president on the other Earth is fine.
Yeah, well, he is also the villain.
We don't know that yet.
Well, they don't. The kids do.
No, it's fine.
It's magic.
The other president is just, it's still there. Was a fake president. Don't worry about it.
Well, the vice president is now the president, so. The president's still alive.
Leslie stood there dumbfounded. Everyone was there watching the chaos happen on the ground. Helplessly watch as their world began to burn. We need help, Renner said.
Helplessly watching as their world began to burn. The girls, the little ladies who.
What are we gonna do? Otto asked. They'll just kill us. Renner put his hand on Otto. Zig put us down there nearby and safe. Renner, Otto, and Bunkr, dressed in living metal, were in a nearby office.
Is that right?
What?
Bunkr is the only one in living metal. The boys don't have it.
Bunkr, dressed in living metal.
Is that isolating Bunkr as dressed in living metal, or is that the three of them are dressed?
We'll edit in a bit. Let's finish.
Okay. Cool. You're right. We're almost done anyway.
We're in a nearby office. The chaos right outside. Open a portal to my bladder. What are you doing? Izzi asked in his head. Saving as many people as I can. The portal was ready. Renner looked at Otto. Get as many of our people in my bladder as you can. Which is a funny sentence on all in itself.
Yeah.
The pair took off in opposite directions, telling people where to head into here for safety. Renner had a plan. He had Zig lead him to where the vice president was. He told them the plan on getting everyone out safely, then found their way into Renner's bladder. Otto found as many as he could and then asked Sid to put him at his home back in McLean. Once there, he opened a portal to Renner's bladder and led people to safety. VP Elena Prost was commanding those around her to start getting ready to use this place as a temporary HQ. Robert and Leslie went down to help them set up and figure out what to do next. And the Leslies, sorry. The boys went back to Zig to regroup.
The parents are no longer on Zig.
And determine what to do next. After all was said and done, Renner and Otto saved a total of 30 people, leaving the White House to the ruin it's sure to become. Hannah watched the carnage from above, tears falling from her eyes as she saw blue dots that represented humans from the world that saved her just disappear as more and more red dots spilled into the world from the other side. Izzi was watching the same horror, her people that spilled out from the White House and wreaking havoc on the world she came to love. Send me to the portal. I can stop them, Hannah shouted before she was standing next to the open portal.
It's just boom. Like Zig got what she was thinking.
2 men exited and she began leering at her. She caught him off guard by slamming her metal into them, pushing them through the portal from where they came. Her metal the only thing stopping them from coming back through. After some time, she could feel them attempting to push through. Her metal. She held fast. 3 men are approaching your position, Zig informed her. Rest assured, I'm doing all I can to shut down the portal from my side. She could feel the gunshots ricocheting off from the other side of the portal. Each bullet that hit was denoted by a sharp stabbing pain. The 3 men came out to the garden and shouted at her. After they pointed their guns at her, she quickly surrounded herself. New gunshots ricocheting off of her living metal. New points of stabbing pain. It seemed to last forever before Zig teleported Hannah up to HQ saying, "The portal is closed. It will cost them dearly to even try to open another one. Thank you for your quick thinking." Hannah took a deep breath and sat down on a nearby bench. "We're not done yet," she said, fire in her eyes. All right.
She's figuring it out.
All right. Now that we're done torturing you, let's fix this.
Okay. Okay, that was, yes.
That was, and for all you, I had to hear it twice.
Oh, yeah. Imagine having to write it. Yee.
All right. They caught everyone up and rested for the day to recover from their wounds.
Go ahead.
Hydration.
And when they were all ready, Zig had them meet them at HQ by teleporting them all at once.
Which is kind of funny. He just kind of like...
He knew they were all ready. So he just, poof, let's get here. Let's get it ready. Let's get going.
The next task is to plant a Zig tree and 2 dew pots. Okay. First off, One of them is destroyed, isn't it? One of the DuPonts is
It
completely
was
destroyed.
cut, but plants are hardy. They'll grow back.
Okay.
So it needs to be there, or unless they uprooted it and moved it, but they didn't. In fact, I doubt they're probably busy dealing with the bloody horror.
After this, we can begin working on recombination. Zig looked at Robert gravely. Only Otto saw this. He was standing by Robert. He put his arm around his father. Okay. So.
Does he know?
It seems like he knows something.
It's Otto. Otto saw it happen.
Only Otto saw this, standing by Robert.
Everyone else was like looking somewhere else or busy with something else.
That's fine, but you don't need to have he like 3 times in that sentence. Only Otto saw this, standing by Robert, or standing by.
Oh, okay, I see. You don't need the he was here. Boom! Standing by Robert, he put his arm around his father.
Yes.
He doesn't. Does he know? I'm not gonna say yes or no to that. I don't think I know, in all honesty. I think that it's supposed to remain ambiguous until future.
But he does notice that Zig said recombination.
Yeah, he saw something.
And that he looked at Robert.
Like with a little bit of sadness.
Yeah.
Who knows? Seems likely that he understands, but...
Okay, so...
It just felt right to leave it open and not explain it in detail because they're busy with this other thing.
The Leslies walked into the room. What's the plan now? They asked, in unison, looking at each other in frustration. Okay. Well, the plan is to put the Earths back together by planting a Zig tree. It must be placed in the same location as the Infrazyg tree, which, let me tell you, is probably one of the hardest words to possibly try to say. You say it. Say it.
Well, the plan is to put the Earths back together by planting a Zig tree. It must be placed in the same location as the Infrazyg tree.
You can't know that.
Zig said. Zig.
Okay, hold on a second. I feel like one of the moms said, well, where is the Infrazyg tree?
We could do this. Boom.
No. Here's where I was thinking. How the hell are we supposed to gain access to the White House is not one of the Leslies.
Okay.
And here's why.
Who is it?
The
why should tell us.
Renner.
Why?
Robert. That'd be funny. Because here's why. One of the Leslies said, I happen to have an invitation. And the other Leslie nodding along, adding, when you get a Nobel Prize, people in high places are willing to meet you. It's like they're... You see what I'm saying? So change it to one Leslie said, I happen to have an invitation.
Okay, one Leslie.
Yes, because...
Oh, too many the others, I see.
Well, not only that, but... One Leslie said, I happen to have an invitation. The other Leslie nodding along, adding, when you get a Nobel Prize, people in high places are willing to meet you. I feel like Leslie, regardless of what side she's on, she would know how to get into high places. So she wouldn't ask, how the hell are we supposed to gain access to the White House? Robert, on the other hand, would.
Yeah. He's naive.
Okay, here's the other issue I had. I'll tell him I figured out how to open a portal. I'm sure he'll be interested in that. The girls is Leslie finished.
The girls.
This is the boys' world they're going to talk to. Why?
You're right. That's the wrong one. You're right.
Yes. Yeah. That was the other problem I was having with it.
Yeah. Whatever. It's like common apostrophe. It's there. We'll figure it out.
It's there. Everyone was unsure of what to say. Everyone was unsure
unsure what to say. None of them wanted to risk putting their mother out there.
Everyone was unsure what to say, or everyone was unsure of what to say.
I don't know. Of is... What is of? It's a preposition? What is it doing there?
I don't know.
Piece of paper. The of is telling you that the paper is made of... The piece is made of paper. That whatever that piece is, it's contained... Paper is contained within it.
Uh-huh.
Piece of paper.
Unsure
Everyone
of.
was unsure of what to say. So the of is regarding the saying and not the everyone, and not the unsure. Or everyone was unsure. What is the of there for?
Then take it out. Everyone was unsure what to say.
Yeah. What's the of? You could be right. I don't know.
I feel like
it sounds right both ways.
I feel like I am right.
Boom. Answer questioned. Or question answered.
None of them wanted to risk putting their mother out there, but circumstances were such that there weren't many options.
Tell us in the comments below who was right there. From your point of view. I'm really curious.
Tell me I'm right.
Yeah, she isn't. Anyway.
None of them wanted to risk putting their mother out there. But. You started a sentence with but. However, circumstances were such that there weren't many options.
However, circumstances were such that there weren't many other options.
It just feels very wordy. Read it out loud. However.
Everyone was unsure of what to say. None of them wanted to risk putting their mother out there. However, circumstances were such that there weren't many other options.
Okay. Maybe it's just me then.
We could just try teleporting there. Renner offered. Security at the White House is extreme. They tend to shoot first and ask questions later, one of the Leslies explained. I could have him plant a seed in the other world to open a portal. No lying, no sneaking.
Hannah stood up.
It's good there.
Yeah, so far, yeah. Unless you want to continue.
No, that should be plural, not possessive.
Yes, yeah, it's plural.
It's underlining it, though.
You could have one of the Leslies explaining the shoot first, ask questions later, and then the other Leslie say, I could have him plant the seed in order to open the portal. If you want to keep with that, them finishing each other's sentences trope.
Didn't I delete that somewhere? that line the other one added? I feel like I did.
Way up there.
Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Hannah stood up. Good idea, Mom. We'll keep an eye out on you from up here. They all agreed.
Wait.
Ooh.
Good idea, moms.
Moms. We'll keep an eye on you from up here. Leslie had made an appointment. She showered with clean clothes. She put on makeup. She did everything she could before returning to the Earth, since the last time was considerably
uncomfortable.
Considerably less comfortable.
I don't know.
Considerably less, meaning considerably uncomfortable is gauging how much uncomfortability, but considerably less comfortable is gauging a less comfortable. Okay, anyway.
Pew! I was gonna say, I don't know. Being in a slimy goo sounds pretty comfortable to me. Anywho.
Return to your mother's womb in some way.
She was teleported near the entrance?
Yeah.
Or do we want to, like, not make it so wacky-dacky? And, like, how close can you get to the White House before they stop you, kind of thing?
There's an alleyway right across the street.
Oh, okay.
I have no clue. I'm Googling it.
Google it!
We're going to look up the White House. You think we would know living here and all.
No, we live too far away from the White House to know these things.
How far away do you think the White House is?
From here?
Yeah.
Miles.
Well, yeah. But I mean, from our current location, how far away is the White House?
The lighthouse? I don't know where a lighthouse is. Alright, serious times.
Damn, I have no idea how to look this up.
2,000 miles? 2,000 miles.
There we go. That's the White House. Washington, D.C. Iconic home of America's president. Directions. So we're going to take directions from our current location all the way to the White House. Thanks, Google, for this information. I'm sure it'll be valuable to somebody. Oh, it's loading. And then
2,388 miles. 1 day and 12 hours.
How big is France? 213,000 miles.
Uh-huh.
That's about how much it is?
2,388 miles. And your
that's it? Just 2,000?
Just 2,000. 2,388 miles.
Oh, that's how many square miles there are in France. That's a much bigger thing. There. How many miles across France? 598. There's 4 Frances between us and the White House. Just so people understand. There are 4 Frances between us and the White House. This is only 598 miles.
Also, Google says your destination is in a different time zone.
Yeah, probably several time zones.
Yeah, it's very several time
It
zones.
is a 36-hour drive. My goodness. And the route has tolls.
Yes.
Beware of that.
Yes.
Gotta pay them to get over there. 4 Frances away. It's a 6-hour flight for $650. All right. So just so everyone, is aware.
And
this is how much I know about the White House as well.
You were right in questioning your own writing. By tradition, the president and the first family live in the White House in Washington, D.C., also the location of the president's Oval Office and the offices of his or her senior staff.
Yeah, there is an office there for them, but I believe the vice president, isn't most of the time in another building, in their own kind of place, yeah. With a bunch of other officials. All right.
So, yeah, the vice president has an office in the West Wing of the White House. So.
Okay, it's taking time to load the map up. Plus,
Ote.
I'm not 100% sure. I know the name of the road. What's the road? The road near the White House. It's a very famous name.
Pennsylvania Avenue?
Pennsylvania Avenue, yeah.
I know things sometimes.
There you go. There's the president. Yeah, right across the street is Lafayette Square. So there's this big... Actually, because I write later in the story, I remember this now. There's a road across the street and there's some buildings, so I put them behind the buildings.
Mm-hmm.
Like in an alleyway between the buildings. Look, you can see it here. I don't know if this is allowed on Google.
Oh,
but
then don't do
this
it.
This is the White House, or allowed on YouTube. This is the White House. This is the road that she would be walking down, so she could have appeared right here. And behind those buildings where people probably couldn't see her or be detected, and just walk the rest of the way. It's not unreasonable, right?
It's maybe. I don't know. Let's keep going.
Yeah, I like I said, 4 Frances away. I think it's safe to say that I have no physical access to this location other than Google. So I'm just kind of going with my gut here. So yeah, it is kind of choppy, and they come back to Lafayette Square. I use that term in the book. Now that I think about it, you think I would remember these things, but no. I wrote this 2 years ago.
A year ago.
Is it just a year? Jesus. Okay.
Maybe.
Security at the White House is extreme. They tend to shoot first and ask questions after. Should that be later? Because it's always later.
Shoot first and ask questions later.
Yeah, that's later.
It's later.
Why did I write later? After. One of the Leslies explained. I could have him put a plant. I could have him plant this. Oh, we already did this.
Yes. Leslie had made an appointment. She was showered.
Yes, we already did that.
Clean clothes.
Because we were talking about
She put on makeup. And she did everything she could before returning to Earth. Okay. She was showered, freshly dressed. I feel like sounds better than with clean clothes. Did you hear what I said?
No, sorry, what?
She was showered with clean clothes, or she was showered freshly dressed with makeup on?
I don't know. You're a woman.
Freshly dressed. With a modest amount of makeup. I don't know. Whatever you want to say there. With makeup on.
Like, you're just the way she does it.
Yeah. Owen. She did everything she could before returning to Earth, since the last time was considerably less comfortable.
She just teleported to an alleyway near the entrance.
Then walked the rest of the way.
way.
There were Secret Service agents waiting to escort her to meet with the president. Okay, so you said there were Secret Service agents waiting.
Yes.
To escort her, but then they don't know if she has anything to, like, she has to say.
Where do they say they don't know?
Anxiety in her throat, she walked up to them and said, "Leslie Flack's here to meet with the president." So they were Secret Servants waiting at the front gate.
Yes, and then they waited for the signal and then let her in. And then went with her to the president.
Okay.
It was Brent.
Okay. Stop. Yes. The Secret Service agents waiting to escort her. So that line makes it seem like they knew she was there.
Yes, but they didn't know who she was, and so they were
no.
waiting for a signal that the door is open, they can go in.
You're not.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Slow down. Waiting to escort her. They wouldn't wait at the front gate to escort anybody inside.
Yes, anyone going inside would be escorted in.
Yes, you're right. Anybody going inside, but they wouldn't be there specifically waiting. They would be waiting out front
to escort the person that they're waiting for, which is Leslie.
So they were specifically out there for her.
Yes, they were waiting for her to show up. They couldn't just bring her in. They had to get security to open the gate and let them in.
Okay.
And give the okay and everything.
Okay. That line seems funky with the next line to me.
What's the next line?
Anxiety in her throat, she walked up to them and said, Leslie Flex here to meet with President Forrester.
Lots of R's in that Forrester, making him a real strong man. He's got a lot of fortitude. Okay, anyway.
They said nothing. One reached up to his earpiece. Then after a moment, she was waved in.
Then Leslie followed the agent, Brent, on his name tag as they walked past a lot of very busy people doing a lot of things.
I don't know if he would have... Oh, maybe his badge, not a name tag.
Is that it? Yeah.
So she followed Brent. She saw his badge or something to that effect.
You're right.
He wouldn't have a name tag. That's something lowly peons have. I have a label.
There.
She followed the
right.
agent as they walked past a lot of very busy people doing a variety of things.
A lot felt like a bit much.
Leslie began to realize the gravity of the office she was entering. She's never been to the president's office before? Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah, they've always met with other people, met in other places.
Places.
She's never been like allowed in. He was waiting for her other times. Now she's like going into this office her own self.
Well, it seems like that all the other times that she's been going, that she's had any interaction, there's been a ton of other people, and she's kind of can be blended in where she's going head on. Yeah, and it's like, whoa, holy crap, it's all happening at once. He didn't need to meet with her, but he did. Why is that sentence there?
Because he's the president.
He didn't need to meet with her, but he did.
In her mind, that's what she's thinking.
Okay. Leslie began to realize the gravity of the office she was entering. He didn't need to meet with her, but he did. As they wound the many corridors, she noticed the vice president's title on the door. You probably could get rid of that.
Actually...
Right? What are you doing?
Give me one sec.
One second.
Elena Prost.
No, I wouldn't even do that. They're not on the same side of the building. They specifically put them on opposite sides of the building. Well, actually, no one really knows where the Oval Office is because the entrances are supposed to be secret or something. I think. I don't know.
I don't care.
Okay.
I don't know that. I don't know that it's secret to the person who's been invited.
Well, yeah.
So. There's no secrecy with her. I don't know. It is talking about a space. I don't know anything about being president. I don't want it. That sounds like an awful job. There's a lot of ungrateful people behind you.
But anywho, I don't think why do you have the vice president title on a door?
I was gonna put the name in there so it's stuck, and then you can use because you talk to her a lot later.
Well, you can just leave it at you talk to her a lot later. We didn't know Forrester's name until just now.
Yeah, but that's because he gets shot in the head 13 lines later. But Elena Prost, she comes back multiple times. She's kind of important a little bit. I guess I could just get rid of it. I understand what you're saying. And I think that this line is informing the next line. The gravity of the office, holy crap, he didn't need to meet with me, but he did.
Then you should comma it, not period it.
Oh, good point, yeah. I can see that being very expository.
Hey.
Capital H.
Whoa.
Like dumb
Hood's pushing the buttons again.
That's just make a big.
Okay. Leslie began to realize the gravity of the office she was entering. He didn't need to meet with her, but he did. It wasn't long after that they arrived at the door that led to the Oval Office. One thing I do know about it is the door to the Oval Office doesn't look like a door.
There's multiple doors, from my understanding too.
There
Whenever you see them in movies, there's 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of entrances.
And we know
exits.
movies always tell the truth.
I think that some movies do. That's for sure.
Or there's a modicum of truth.
Yeah, maybe there isn't 3 doors. I imagine that the Family Guy recreation was pretty accurate. I bet you anything. He's pretty good about that. Dog fur all over me. Okay.
It was annoying. I kept seeing it. There was a man of confidence, courage, and strength. Comma after confidence. That's strength.
Yeah. Oh, I missed it. Whoops.
He put a comma between the G and the E in courage.
Whoops. There was a man of confidence and courage, and strength.
Yeah, but you still did not put the comma where I told you to put it.
I missed the confidence. But I should have put it here?
You should put it.
All right.
Confidence, courage, and strength. Now, there's a rule about commas before ands. And
it's the Oxford comma, and it's pointless to argue.
Okay.
It doesn't really matter. It's the point of the comma is to provide that space in your head, right? That's the whole point of the comma. So you break up that sentence just a little bit to recognize that there's some other weird references going on. And so you would say there was a man of confidence, courage, and strength. Or you could say there was a man of confidence, courage, and strength. Whether you break it up or not, to me the Oxford comma belongs where the Oxford comma belongs and nowhere else. And it depends on what the author is trying to say. Right. Because if I put the comma there, what I'm trying to say is that those 3 things are independent. But if I remove the comma, doesn't it seem like these 2 are connected and this one's isolated? Or should I say confidence is isolated, then courage and strength is connected in some way? Okay. So that's why I put the comma there, but other times when it's like a brief description, comma, brief description, comma, brief description, and there's an and there, you don't need the comma. Because those are brief descriptions of things. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so hold on. Let me read this real quick. There was a man of confidence, courage, and strength sat on the other side of the desk. Sat seems so strange there. Seated on the other side of the desk, sitting, like...
Seated. Seated is more presidential.
Seated
On the other side.
Other side of the desk. He's speaking to another person in Japanese. Now, is this other person in the room? Because the first time...
No, saying goodbye to the person. I didn't put ease on the phone.
The other person left the room. The Secret Service followed until it was just her and the president. Yeah. Until it was just her, the president, and at least one Secret Service person. Secret Service wouldn't never leave him by himself, would he? Would they? With someone that's meeting him.
Someone that he trusts, that he asks to be left alone with. I mean, I would imagine that he's left alone with high military officials. Or high up, maybe cabinet members. Maybe she's a cabinet member.
Okay.
But you're right. It wouldn't be randos. They probably would keep a Secret Service around if it was a rando. Just some random scientist.
They definitely would keep 3 with you. If you ever went to go see a president, they definitely would keep 3 with you because you're a way rando.
I would hug him, though. I wouldn't hurt him. I love everybody.
No, you just look rando.
I do. I look like a psycho.
Alright, so I hear you have plans on opening a portal to the other Earth. It is so we can negotiate, maybe seek cooperation and friendliness. That line there.
Yeah?
Yeah, the whole thing.
What if it's...
So we can negotiate, maybe seek cooperation and friendliness.
He's a good president. He's a good guy.
All right, so this is under the assumption...
And she is too, and they know it. This is a good standing by good. Sorry.
This is under the assumption that he knows about the other Earth. And there's a curiosity as how...
He's been briefed? Like, she explained everything, sent files, whatever she needed to do in that conversation, maybe.
Okay.
And then that way he was briefed on it and given the understanding of what she's learned and what she has to offer. And it's like, by looking at the stuff on the paper, it's evident that it's going to happen.
Okay. All right. Yes, sir, I do. But in order to accomplish this, we must plant this seed in the backyard of the White House. She had produced the seed. That is a strange request. How does this seed help us open a portal? He rightly asked.
See, he stops and thinks, this is all very weird. I trust you, and implicitly, we've had conversations before, and a lot of these people around me really respect and admire you.
And this is the thing that she's
rightly
been trying
asking,
to do.
why in the world? Yeah, and this is what she's been doing her whole life.
Yeah. It just so happens...
It is a very strange thing to say, though.
It is very strange. It just so happens that in the other world, there is a tree. So comma after world, comma after tree.
Yeah, this is a pretty choppy sentence,
This is a very choppy sentence. There is a tree. Oh, no, not after tree.
Why?
Not after tree and put back that.
It just so happened that in the other world, there is a tree. We don't have it here. It is making... That's a period.
We don't have here. It is what makes the portals unstable. It is what's making the portals unstable.
That's why I wasn't able to hold it open. So he's explaining this is all... She figured it out. This is it.
Okay.
And
now, is this technically a lie on her part?
Why?
Because the whole point of putting the tree there isn't to open portals, but it is to recombine the Earths.
Yes. And in order to do that...
Is this technically a lie? Is she not telling the full truth?
Okay, a lie is an intentional dishonesty. Like, you're intending to not bring out the full truth of how you feel and what you're thinking in the moment. No. That's the truth. It can open portals.
Okay, what's a white lie?
A white lie is an intentional dishonesty that doesn't hurt bad as the other ones.
Then what's a partial truth?
A half truth? That's like I would argue it's a third truth. It's like you're fudging some of the data to make your point look better.
So this is a half truth. She's not saying...
She's not giving the full truth.
Yes.
She is... That would be like lie by omission. But the reality is she's not lying. They need to open a portal to figure this stuff out, and they need to talk to those people to figure it out. And they're going to come with cooperation and friendliness.
So I do want to point out, opening a portal was never mentioned. Except for, other than her saying, I could have him plant the seed in order to open a portal. That's the only time I saw portal mentioned in this idea. Zig has been saying we just need to make the Earth similar again.
Yes, but that requires putting the tree there. And if you put the tree there, portals can be made. That was their problem. She was pointing... In fact, this whole sentence is like ominous. The portal's gonna open.
Yeah.
And their army is waiting. And they didn't put it together.
Interesting. Okay.
Zig couldn't see it for whatever reason either. I think I get into it. We'll see. If not, we'll have to fix it.
President Forrester eyed her up and down. Am I to believe that the only thing we need to do is plant a seed? Why does it have to be on our grounds again? Because it needs to be in the same location. Same exact location. I think exact.
So weird.
There are other plants, just not anywhere else on these grounds. We've already have 2 teams putting the other plants in place, but this one is very unique.
Is in a very unique place.
Okay, but do we have two teams putting...
Yeah, Zig and the other people are just taking care of it. Renner and Otto and all them, they can handle that.
Yes, they can.
Especially since the horror that happened kind of didn't make them want to use it anymore. All their plans are spoiled. Aside from one, which is why the plants are still there.
The curiosity is that never was mentioned earlier.
What?
The DuPont plants getting planted, is it? Scroll back up real quick.
No, it isn't. He says it happens, and then she says it's happening. Like they're doing it.
they're doing it while they're supposed to be watching her.
No one's. It's in an empty place where there isn't really a lot of people. There's
I
no.
understand.
Yes, the I would say Izzi, Hannah took one, and Otto and Renner took the other, and they did it.
And who's watching Leslie?
They did it.
Okay, when?
They can do both. They can do all three at the same time.
How?
Because, well, first of all, if Izzi goes down there alone, no one's gonna fight her. No one's there to stop her. She's just gonna go do it. Plant the seed and call it good. Or plant the flower in this case.
Okay.
It's just gotta grow.
Do you understand why I'm confused?
Not quite.
Hannah said, "We will watch you from here." They made no plans earlier to go down.
That was when she's down there.
So they do it while she was getting ready?
Do I just need to put it in there that it's done?
I'm just asking questions.
That was me saying it got done.
No, we already have 2 teams putting other plants in place.
Yeah.
Not that they're done.
So that's a bad line. We already have 2 teams putting.
We already had 2 teams.
Yes. That's what it is. That's what
okay.
It is. Okay, it's just the tense was wrong.
Well, and then you have no comment that it had happened either, but we can assume that maybe it happened while she was getting ready.
That's why I wrote it that way. Look, it's like they're gonna go put the plants there. There's no one resisting. Red Zig can't stop them on their world.
I understand.
Okay.
I understand. I was curious
Not
as
anymore.
to when that happened or when it was going to happen, because I didn't hear any plans of it in our writing. That was in your head and not on paper.
What? That it got done?
That it got done.
It got. You're saying there should have been something else written to say it got done, and I'm saying that's me saying it got done. It doesn't need to be another sentence.
Now it does. Now it does.
Why?
I'm saying now it says we already had 2 teams putting other plants.
Yeah, and why can't that be all that needs to be said about it? They already did it.
But before you fixed it to had, it didn't say that. It said we will be.
Yeah, we figured it out, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I just want to make sure. Yeah.
All right.
What the heck are you...
I thought you were solving a problem.
Oh, we already had 2 teams putting other plants in place. I was just asking an extra question of, did they do it while she was getting ready?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
How hard is it? They just got to teleport down.
I wasn't asking you to type it in. I just was curious.
Okay. Well, if you're curious, that means others will be curious, and maybe I need to write something about that.
Okay, so while Leslie made an appointment, the siblings planted the dew pots. You know what I mean? In the time that it took Leslie to get ready, they did this. Okay. Except for it's not it's Izzi.
Really? I had no idea. What's her last name?
Flax.
That lady has 2 Z's and 2 X's in her name.
They all have 2 something in their names. At least.
That's true, but hers are X's. And her last is IZZIFLAXX. She's got the best name.
She's the best
Izzi
rebel.
Flax.
Izzi Flax. I don't know. Otto Flax, it sounds kind of fun too.
Yeah. Crime fighting duo. Wheels in the leg man style.
This one is in a very unique place. She gestured toward the back of the building. We need your approval, so here I am. She placed the seed in his hand. President Forrester walked to the door and opened it. Please show me where you need to plant it. This is a curiosity too. Are they walking out the back door of his office?
Yeah.
Right into a garden?
Well, they're walking out his office door to go to the garden, yeah.
Okay. She took him back to where the girls covertly told Leslie.
There's a million doors there, right? There's like 8.
The other thing.
So one of those doors clearly goes to the garden where the flower tree was planted.
The other thing I think that should be maybe thought of is would the president ask her how she knows all this information ever?
It was in the briefing.
It was in the briefing.
It's like magic, isn't it? Magical rhetoric. Magical rhetoric.
You can say, as Leslie made an appointment and send a briefing.
Mm.
Or sent a report. Sending a full report.
Yeah, she just told him everything. Done. Great. This is a young adult story.
But it makes it less like, well, why is this happening? Why is this? Why is this? She sent a full report, and she still was expected.
Mm-hmm.
So, the full report was read by who knows how many people in this time frame, and, so a little less frustrating to me, at least.
Good. Yeah, no. The more less you're frustrated, the better, I think.
When he inspected it.
I want you to just make my work better.
Yes.
And you think it's good. And
yes.
you can make good better. And that's what we're looking for here.
When he inspected the seed, it seemed to be vaguely bioluminescent.
Where are we? I missed something here.
Down. Nope. Down. 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 2 lines above the ... dots. When he inspected the seed. You said inspected it. It seemed to. You need to inspected the seed.
When he inspected it, why does it need to be the seed?
Because
it doesn't say it.
Because the line before that, she took him back to where the girls covertly told Leslie where to plant it.
Yeah.
So he's inspecting the spot, or is he inspecting the seed? That's where the brain.
Oh, okay.
Yes. It seemed to be vaguely bioluminescent and very small, too small to be technological. Okay. Now the only problem with that line is
technology can be nanoparticles.
Yes.
Especially since technology comes from the Greek, with techno meaning the way of explaining things, the way of saying things, the way of talking about things.
So what was your point in saying too small to be technological?
That it's more like too fragile, too nature feeling to be technological. He's sensing that there's obviously no technology to this thing. Like he can feel it. There's no technology here.
Okay.
It's just a seed that has this weird bioluminescence to it.
He gave it back and said, I would like to televise the event in the hopes that we can all come together to welcome our brothers and sisters from the New World. To be of any harm.
That's a ridiculous thing to say.
Yes. And very small.
Period.
Surprisingly non-technological. You want to keep that idea in there. Right? That it's all organic and no technology. Surprisingly natural.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like this weird bioluminescence. Probably you're right. Right on the money.
Okay. He gave it back and said, I would like to televise the event in hopes that we can come together to welcome our brothers and sisters from the New World. Leslie agreed, even though in her head her daughters were telling her to do it quickly. He gathered the people required to make this an event. Now, in my head here, because it happened so fast, it was like he knew she had the answer, and so he had already called everybody to come in.
What do you mean?
Because there are reporters there. There are...
I should say I pulled a lot of my understanding from that HBO Vice President show with Julia Dreyfus. Veep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when I watched that, I noticed that there was a press agent on hand at all times, and he would always go get the press. So I'm just kind of pulling from there. So it shouldn't take them long to get these people. They're all nearby and ready to go.
Well, and even then, I mean, she sent a briefing. He
He
understands
something's going to happen.
Yeah, something's going to happen. So I wouldn't be surprised if he had already set stuff up for this to happen in this manner. Okay, not in the sense of a seed, but like, oh, let's open up a portal.
Yeah.
They got to kind of change it a little bit.
Get the security, get the other scientists, get some technology in there to study what's going on. Yeah.
Okay. So this doesn't happen in a matter of a day. This happens in a matter
That's
of
why Leslie
an hour.
agreed, even though in her head they were telling her to do it quickly.
Yes.
So they were all saying, no, this isn't fast enough. You've got to get it done now. And she's like, we got to do this anyway. And they move on.
So, within the matter of an hour is what I'm seeing. Maximum.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's 15 minutes, probably.
Okay.
Have some people bring out some chairs. They got like 400 aides over there.
Press had gathered, hoping to catch lightning in a bottle. The secret... I mean, they do catch lightning in a bottle. Scroll the screen.
Yeah, they do. They catch pretty nasty lightning. Wow, that's a lot to go through.
The Secret Service had gathered around her and the president. Various other people involved in politics gathered around, setting up a stage, getting a shovel, setting up the cameras. Okay, this needs to be
you need to pare it down.
Smooth out. Right now, we're writing on choppy water. Where the heck did it go? Oh my gosh. I know we already have clay everywhere, but I'm getting it even more everywhere. Various other people involved, politics gathered. And people in politics setting up the stage, or...
Well, yeah, they're all in politics, technically. They got like 10,000 people
I don't
doing
think you would see a senator helping set up a stage. They would have people...
No, they would bring in the chairs, though. Some would.
Some would.
Senator Barack Obama would.
Senator?
Yeah, he was a senator.
Yeah.
And so as a senator, he probably did it.
Oh, but when he became president, he doesn't touch chairs anymore?
Yeah. Yeah. No, he orders the other senators to get the chairs.
What you could
again, just I want to clarify, I know nothing of politics.
Various other people involved in politics gathered. Period.
Where are we? Gathered.
Secret Service had gathered around her and the president. Various other people involved in politics gathered. Period. So everybody else is there. And then... No, not
they were setting up a stage, getting a shovel, setting up the cameras.
They were... Just say... There were people rushing around setting up the stage. They told their... They told their aides. No, what do you... Okay. No!
No, this is what it is.
No.
Why not? Well, I want to finish it and then you can read the line.
Okay. And it's being silly and he's going to have to delete half the sentence.
Liable to delete the whole thing. Okay, go.
Okay.
The Secret Service had gathered around her and the president. Various other people involved in politics had gathered. That line sucks. Yes. They told their aides to set up the stage, get a shovel, and set up the cameras. It was all very rapid. Okay. I like it.
No, I don't. I don't like it.
Why not?
Okay.
They don't tell their aides to do these things?
No. All you have to do is say people rushing around to set up the stage, getting a shovel, and setting up the cameras.
You're no fun.
I know. You're crazy. People rushing around. You still want to put they had their aides. People were rushing around to set up the stage. To set up a stage.
Get a shovel, set up the cameras. Oh, this is I would say exactly where an Oxford comma doesn't need to be applied.
Well, I have an idea. I have an idea here. Like, run with me. Comma. Getting a shovel. Getting a shovel.
Okay. People were rushing around to set up a camera, getting a shovel. People were rushing around to set up a camera, get a shovel. I don't know why you would add getting, but I'll hear you.
Getting a shovel and setting up the cameras.
Okay. People.
Thank you. Shoveland. Read it.
People were rushing around to set up a stage, getting a shovel, and setting up the cameras.
And what you had was people rushing around to set up a stage.
It doesn't matter what I had, because I'm happy changing it. Do you see what the problem is here?
What's the problem now?
The problem is they set up a stage.
Uh-huh.
People were rushing around to set up a stage.
To set up a stage.
This is
getting a
terrible sentence.
Okay, then fix it. Don't delete it. Don't
fix.
Stop.
Boom.
Stop. Put it back. Put it back.
No, hold on.
Okay, fix it.
The officials
No.
commanded their aides.
Why are you being so goofy?
Okay.
Plus, the people setting up cameras would be the press. And so, the cameras are already set up. So in no time, their people had set up a stage with a shovel. Screw the cameras. We don't need them anymore. The press already has it. In no time, their people had set up a stage with cameras pointing at it. Someone handed Leslie a shovel.
It was all very rapid.
It was all very rapid. That is a much better sentence.
Soon, I still like my original. Soon, she was standing on the platform that had been built just for this occasion. Next to the most powerful man in the free world, cameras pointed at them as he addressed the nation. After a lengthy and overwordy speech, it ended with, "Today we do the final task required in order to reach out to our brothers and sisters on the other earth." He raised the seed for all to see. "I will plant this seed that will bring us closer to our new family." He handed the seed to Leslie and picked up a shovel and broke the earth. This is bad.
Yes.
I think this would work too.
Ooh, he's deleting the whole sentence again.
Watch this. Boom!
Handed the seed after planting a seed?
Oh.
Wow. Oh my gosh. That entire sentence was like...
I already said the thing. I repeated it with saying after planting a seed, because that's what he did in the actions.
Yes.
The president walked back to the microphone, and that's when tragedy struck. Dun dun dun!
Before the speech continued. Or just... Precedent. Precedent?
Thank you for pronouncing my incorrectly spelled word.
I was just curious how you would say that. And that's
I would say it president, because that was the intention of the word. So, that's when tragedy struck. Before the president had a chance to speak, a portal opened up out of nowhere. Dun dun dun! People began spilling out of it.
Leslie was suddenly staring at a screen of where she was.
Which is a very strange sentence.
It is a very, very strange
But there
sentence.
isn't really a different way of saying it without being so clear. It's just a short amount of time.
Okay. Leslie was suddenly staring at a screen
She
of
found
where
herself back on Zig. She found herself back on Zig. Maybe.
No. She's down there.
No. In that instant. Where were we?
Leslie was suddenly staring at a screen of where she was. So they kind of like zooped her out of there?
Yeah.
Did Izzy wench her?
No, Zig did.
Oh, Zig wenched her.
Oh, Zig teleported her.
I see. Okay, that clears up another issue we had later on in the story.
Watching as a group of people walked over to where the president was and shot him in the head. Leslie stood there, dumbfounded. Everyone was there watching the chaos happening on the ground, helplessly watching as their world began to burn.
Everyone was there.
Everyone was watching too dang much.
As the chaos was happening on the ground.
Or happened.
As the chaos happened on the ground. Okay, yeah.
She was watching a group of people walked over to where the president was and shot him in the head. Leslie stood there dumbfounded. Everyone was there as the chaos
happened on the ground. Was around her.
As the chaos happened on the ground. No one else is down there now.
Yeah.
It was just her originally.
Helplessly watching as their world began
And then
to
what
burn.
is Renner's first instinct?
We need to help.
Jump in the fire.
Yeah. What are we going to do? Otto asked. They'll just kill us. Renner put his hand on Otto. Zig put us down there
I love
nearby.
it. Just completely ignores this. Of course they are, Otto. That doesn't really help to say it. Sorry.
Zig put us down there nearby and safe. Comma after there. Zig put us down there nearby and safe. See, there's the Oxford comma.
The Oxford comma goes before the and.
Yes. This is the kind of thing that we were talking about the Oxford comma.
This is where
it not being a good thing because it nearby and safe is required.
But there would have to be a third objectifier of there.
No.
Because the there is nearby and safe.
Yeah.
Which would be only two things that the there is. You would have a comma on the third.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to understand it better.
Yeah, well, that's fine. Yeah, the Oxford comma is in place of a third and of an and. It was in place of an and in that space there.
Yeah.
Because if you read the and it connects to that other thing, it's confusing. But if you have a comma there, it separates the and out.
Yeah.
And the and can be useful in certain.
All right, let's fix this next part of the sentence. Renner, Otto, and Bunkr dressed in living metal. So if you get rid of and between Otto and Renner.
Renner, so this is where.
Yes, if we say it like this.
I would. Yeah, go ahead.
Renner, Otto, and Bunkr, dressed in living metal, were in a nearby office, the chaos right outside.
This is where the Oxford comma is important.
Yes.
Because Otto and Bunkr look like they're both in there. But Bunkr it's not. It's just Bunkr dressed in living metal.
Yes.
I think.
Yes.
From what I understand, the Oxford comma is debated as to whether it should be used or not. So I think the answer is obviously it should be used in a very specific scenario. Like, and for whatever reason you need it.
Right.
No, anyway.
We're in a nearby office. The chaos. Come after office. The chaos right outside. Whoa, white screen.
I don't know why it does that, though.
Open a portal to my bladder. Which you don't need to say anything about.
Who said that?
Who said it.
No, Otto said it.
Well, and it's still Renner's line.
What are you doing? Izzy asked in his head. What are ya? What doing? Saving as many people as I can, he said heroically. The portal that wasn't written. The portal was ready. Renner looked at Otto. Get as many of our people into my bladder as you can.
Okay, where's the joke?
I think it's in later. There's another scene where he does this, and it's happening, and there's like multiple people in there, and there's a whole scene in there. If it's gonna happen, it would happen there. This would happen in the recap of the 30 seconds. I don't know why you would talk about Renner needing to pee there.
Okay.
People need to be in there for a certain amount of time.
Okay.
I guess just opening it might do it, but he can hold it. He's a big boy.
I was just curious.
No, it's there. It's there. It's gonna come up. Anyway.
Keep reading.
The pair took off in the opposite directions, telling people where to head for safety,
Mm-hmm.
or to head into here for safety.
I like how you deleted head and then retyped it in.
Yeah, I was looking at it. I was looking at the option. Renner had a plan. Oh, excuse me. Renner had a plan. He had Zig lead him.
Yes, fix that sentence.
Renner had an idea. And that is a bad thing for Renner.
Bad idea, good idea.
He had Zig lead him to where the vice president was.
Good. He told them the plan on getting...
Go ahead and say...
Told her.
When, yeah.
Okay.
He got there.
He did a funky dance.
He told them the plan. He told them the plan on getting everyone out safely. Then found his way back into his bladder.
Then found their way.
Oh, then they found their way. I see.
Then
the president and all them. Then they found their way into Renner's bladder.
Now here's the question.
Bladder, 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 bladder. Bladder, bladder, bladder.
Why wasn't he just shot on sight? right here, being led to the vice president.
Because he talked to the security guys on the outside, and they're like, "Oh, you're with the president. Okay, well, you're with." I don't know. That's a good question. Chaos.
Chaos.
Maybe the vice president. I mean, the vice president probably has security officers around him too, or her in this case.
Yes,
but it's chaos.
It is chaos.
And people are dying.
Someone comes busting into a room.
What if it's just the vice president? Of course, they probably got her hiding somewhere specific.
Right. So...
No, it's more like in the chaos of it. She didn't have a chance to get out. Or she's fighting too, you know? She kind of shows herself to be a little bit of a badass.
I would say there's a couple of ways to deal with this. One, the Secret Service are going to be right there with her. Yes. But, something, well, a chat with a few... after a chat with a few nervous security guards.
He got there. He then told them the plan on getting everyone out safely. That's pretty good.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
That helps because he's communicating. He's not just barreling every which way.
Yeah, there is, and that's Renner's style. He wouldn't just barrel.
Yeah, he wouldn't just barrel. After a chat with a few nervous security guards, he got there.
Ooh.
He told them the plan on getting everyone out safely. Then they found their way into Renner's bladder. Where's that assault rifle now? It's a good thing it's not here.
It actually
is a very good thing it's not here.
It comes back.
It does come back. No,
it is in a way a Chekhov's gun. It's there, ready to be fired. I was just
making a funny joke.
Keeping sure it's
I was just making a funny joke, and it's a good thing it's not there because they're walking around unarmed, which is even better for their. Now,
right, so
the pair took off in opposite directions. Where's Bunkr? Because you say the pair, implying there's only two.
That's a good point.
What's Bunkr doing?
He's with Otto.
He's with Otto.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what
She's with Otto.
She's with Otto.
Except for spell Bunkr properly. Improperly, properly.
The best kind.
The best kind.
Best kind of spelling is improper.
Hannah was watching the carnage from above. Tears were falling from her eyes as she saw the blue dots that represented a human from the world that saved her. Okay. A human from the world that saved her. What is this in reference to?
The mother is a crazy maniacal warlord now.
Uh-huh.
That's their daughter.
Okay.
I mean,
in what point does
the blue ones helped. The red ones are now invading, which was her people.
Yes.
What's the confusion?
Tears were falling from her eyes as she saw blue dots that represented
the people that saved her.
That saved her. Represented
from a world that saved her. Yeah.
A world that saved her. Okay.
Just disappear as more and more of the red dots spilled into the world from the other side.
Okay.
So she's watching dots.
Right.
Carnage. She knows that people are dying as the blue dots fade away.
Right. So the reason why I was confused is saved her from what?
Which I got. You understand that. She saved her from the military mother that she would have. They took her in a way.
Unknowingly.
Unknowingly, yeah.
Okay.
With the help of people from that side.
Yeah.
The brothers.
Uh-huh.
Their people that are now dying.
So that represented people from the world that had saved her. Okay. So get rid of right before people.
Ooh. No, a people. Like a kind of people.
Represented a people?
Yeah. A people. Like not a person, a people, a group of people. That represented the people that saved her.
I would say the.
Yeah.
Yeah. The people from the world that has saved her.
And I don't think saved is right. I think that...
Harbored.
Yeah, harbored. That was my exact thought. That harbored
her. And her sister.
And her sister.
Yeah.
Well, and her family.
Just disappear as more and more red dots spilled into the world from the other side. Izzi was watching the same horror her people that spilled out from the White House, wreaking havoc on the world she came to love.
Were the ones that spilled out from the White House. And or currently
Wreaking havoc
on the world she came to love. And I don't know why White House and wrecking are capitalized. Actually, maybe that is supposed to be capitalized.
White House is probably a proper noun.
Yeah.
But wrecking does not.
No context for it to be capitalized.
And is that wrecking or wreaking?
What's wrecking?
Wrecking havoc or wreaking?
What's the difference? What do you... That's a great question. I'm going to Google it.
Because you don't wreak havoc.
That's the wrong one. Google to the rescue!
Everybody gets to see what we watch in our downtime.
It's pretty kitty cats and puppy dogs.
Cat videos!
What was the question, though?
Wreaking havoc?
W-R-E-A-K-I-N-G. See what Google says this word means. It's to wreak, to cause a large amount of damage or harm.
Hey, wreaking havoc. Yes. Is that wrecking or is that wreaking? I was asking about the spelling.
Gerund or present. What?
What? What is Google doing to you?
Look at this word. What is this word? Gerund.
Or present participle. It's explaining, like, verb. A form that is derived from a verb.
Holy crap, I've never heard it. It's gerund. It's this weird...
Gerund.
There you go. Weird. I had no idea there was a word. That word.
I feel like some deep memory, when she said that, when you had her speak it, some deep memory in my head just like popped open, and I remember that word spoken at one point in my life.
It basically means a word that ends in ing.
Yes.
Gerund. Weird. So the reek has been gerund.
Okay, so my thing is hooded.
Okay.
I was looking at that word and I saw wrecking and reeking.
Well, how do you spell wreck?
That's the thing. How do you spell wreck? Is it
R-E-A-K? R-E-K? R-E-C-K? W-R-E-C-K? Oh my goodness.
Wreck-It Ralph. Is W-R-E-C-K.
Yes.
Okay.
W-R-E-C-K. Okay.
That was my problem, really. I was looking at that.
Type of traffic collision.
Okay.
Thanks, Google.
Thanks, Google.
So helpful.
We're currently wreaking havoc on the world she came to love. Okay, so send needs to be quoted.
Where are we?
Down, up. Oh, you're almost there. Up a little bit, just a titch. One more. There you go. Send needs to be quoted. There you go. Send me to the portal. I can stop them. Period after portal.
Hold on. I actually think there's a problem here.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, because
Oh no.
I need to do that. I think. Yeah. Oh, snoring puppy, so cute.
The puppy snorted. She snorted while she snored. I lost my bit of clay I was playing with. Like all of it. I played with it too rough. Clack, clack, clack.
I had to do some stuff here because something wasn't right.
Hannah was watching the carnage with her sisters. Tears.
Because it was Hannah, then Izzy, and then Hannah does and says something. When it should go Izzy, and then Hannah adds in, and then Hannah says something. That's what I was fixing.
Izzy was watching the same horror.
Oh.
Yeah. Was watching the horror.
Yeah.
Yeah. Period or comma?
Yeah, I think it's a period.
Okay.
Her people were the ones that spilled out from the White House and were currently wreaking havoc on the world she'd come to love. Hannah was watching the carnage with her sister. Tears were falling from her eyes as she saw the blue dots that represented the people from the world that harbored her and her family just disappeared as more and more red dots spilled into the world from the other side. Send me to the portal. I can stop them, Hannah shouted before she was standing next to the open portal. Two men excited.
Yes, you're reading too fast.
Yeah, that's all.
Hannah shouted.
This is a sentence.
Yes. So
That's what happened. Two men exited and began leering at her.
Okay,
She
wait.
caught out,
Stop. Hannah shouted before she was standing next to the open
Send me to
portal.
the portal. Yes.
Okay, before she was standing next to the open portal.
Yes.
Shouted,
She
suddenly
shouted-
appearing next to the open portal.
She shouted. She was shouting in the middle of shouting. He sent her. She like said the last half down there.
Okay.
Zig was on it. Zig understood, and she was like connecting it right there.
Before she finished,
Yeah.
she was standing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Before she finished, she was standing. Wow.
That's much better. Before she finished.
You had the right set of words, just in the wrong order.
She was standing next to the open portal. Two
Okay.
men exited and began leering at her. She caught them off guard by slamming her metal. Okay, I can't keep doing that.
You can't
Into
keep
them,
it.
pushing them through the portal from where they came. Her metal, the only thing stopping them from coming back through. After some time, she could feel them attempting to push through the metal. She held it fast.
3 men approach your position, Zig informed her. Rest assured, I'm doing all that I can to shut down the portal from my side.
She could feel the gunshots ricocheting off the other side of the portal. Each bullet that hit was denoted by a sharp stabbing pain. The 3 men came out of the garden and shouted at her. After they pointed their guns at her, she quickly surrounded herself. New gunshots ricocheting off of her living metal. New points of stabbing.
Okay, real quick. She quickly surrounded herself. That makes sense, and it doesn't at the same time. In any other context,
I like in my mind finished it.
you read it exactly how it was
Yeah.
typed. But later on, we come to find out the way you had it written actually makes more sense too.
What?
She quickly surrounded herself.
She quickly surrounded herself with the rest of her metal.
Yes.
So she put herself in this space between her metals.
She quickly surrounded herself later on, which I'll make clear after we're done recording so we don't give anything away, actually makes sense. Let's continue. It's funny. Just
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. There is a bit of meta going on there.
yeah.
I
New gunshots ricocheting off her living metal. New points of stabbing pain. And I like the periods there. New
Yes. They're different sentences.
there are well and it makes a point.
Yeah.
It seemed to last forever before Zig teleported Hannah up to HQ saying, "The portal is closed. It will cost them dearly to even try and open another one. Thank you for your quick thinking." Hannah took a deep breath and sat down on a nearby bench. "We're not done yet," she said, fire in her eyes. I feel like that reads a lot smoother.
Yeah. And I know there's a bunch of nonsense with presidents and stuff, but I'm not writing a
Accurate.
no, there's a particular author I was going to recall.
We're using TV and
What,
movie
no, what's
logic.
that? It's an author. What's the author who writes the law books? That's I can't think of his name now. And it's
John Grisham.
Grisham. Yes. I'm not trying to write a Grisham here.
Well, and we're
So
also
the politics are going to be kept
I mean,
a little low.
honestly, we're also using maybe some TV and movie magic where we just kind of make up how the president does things.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't always tell the truth in there either.
No, but President Forrester is a good man.
But we do also put in there that she sent a report.
Yes.
He's aware of everything going on. You know, it's not just a random happenstance. Oh, I get to meet the president. She has some standing in with political.
Mhm.
We already put that in case. Having the report set down before she goes down, you know, gives him information that would be questionable if we didn't. So I think we kind of solved most of that. And if you don't feel like we did, let us know.
Yeah, in the comments below.
All
Honestly,
right.
though, please comment. We want it. I want to hear what everyone else is seeing and what they think.
Like how silly Hooded is.
Or how inane this story is.
Recap.
All right, on to the recap. Recap. I promise I have no ill will toward any future or past presidents.
Just made up ones.
First thing was Leslie's come up with a plan. Leslie knows how to get in.
The Leslies have the president's ear.
Ooh. Leslie's have
A seed has planted.
a seed has been planted. Were you making a joke?
Kind of. It has two
A
meanings.
seed has planted?
Like a seed of thought.
A seed has been planted.
Mhm.
Works both. A
Mhm.
seed of thought has been planted.
Yeah. That's why I was giggling.
Okay.
Uh,
Then so they plant the seed. A portal opens.
and chaos ensues. Renner takes action like a pro.
Done.
And Hannah follows suit.
Ah, true. Or Renner and Hannah.
That implies that they did it at the same time. I like that, and Hannah follows suit. Renner then Hannah take action like a pro. Okay.
And still
Portal
trying to
cause
There's
chaos.
no such thing as having more than one Leslie. That's not allowed.
That's not allowed.
There's no such thing. It cannot be possible to have multiple Leslie. Or maybe that's the problem. You actually have to change the spelling to Lee, and then it's because that's still got a possessive on it. It's not possessive. Add to dictionary. Go away. Infrazyg, whatever. Add it to dictionary. Adding everything to the dictionary. Thank you for watching.
Have a good day.
Yeah, stay safe out there. We love you.
Bye.
Bye.